This Heart of Healthcare 200 Betting Picks edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog just launched their new ladders game where you can win up to 500 times your end entry. Plus, when you use promo code RACESGPN, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a $25 matching deposit.
Driver, start your engine!
Strap in and pull those belts up tight as the Sports Gambling Podcast Network presents the NASCAR Gambling Podcast.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
My man.
With all the news and the best bets for your NASCAR weekend.
We want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Now, here are your hosts, Rod Villagomez and Cody Zeeb.
Welcome in to another episode of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. He's Cody Zeeb. I'm Rod Villagomez, and today we are talking trucks. It's funny that song, right, was shots, but I've preempted it for trucks, and I know everybody's excited about trucks, so I figured just to get him more hype, what better way to get him hype than with a chant?
Look at that. Cousin Danny came back. I believe he was the one who said yesterday that he was not going to be betting on the trucks. Challenged him to listen to today. He wants to know what time it is. My watch is broken at the moment, Rod, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have the time here in a little bit.
I think there's only one time in the truck series right now. And honestly, Cody, this kind of lends itself to the question, because we've seen dominant truckers come in and come out of the sport, right? Where they just come in and they just wreak havoc all over, or wreak havoc, or however you want to say it, all over the sport. And then they make it to the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series and they fizzle out. Is this Corey Heim thing a truck series only thing? Because he's so dominant in the truck series. Will he mature into the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series?
Yeah, I think that we're going to see Corey Heim around for a long time. He seems to be a very talented driver. I think money backing has kind of been his issue, but now you're seeing people like Denny kind of step up to the plate. They've made him a 2311, whatever you want to call it, futures driver, or, he's a 2311 guy. Now he's going to be making starts, including this weekend in the Cup Series for 2311 in that 67 car. So I think we're going to see a bright future for him. Obviously, we see guys like John Hunter Nemechek dominate at this level. Then they get back up to the Cup Series, and even Xfinity dominated as well. But gets up to the Cup Series, and you don't see the same results. But also with a little bit of a lesser team, like, give it some time, right? But I think that Heim probably isn't going to hit the floor running, because a lot of these guys don't. You really don't really see it a ton where they just walk in the door, kick it down, and it's like, oh, hello. Especially these days, it takes a little bit of time, but. Guys like Ty Gibbs, Austin Cindric, they're about to start hitting really good. I think that we're going to see Corey Heim in the big leagues for a while to come.
There's another driver that I can't really think of his name right now that's not really doing all that well.
He's doing great. What are you talking about? Carson Osevar is doing great, Rob.
Justin going to be joining you in Kansas, LFG. So pumped. I'm going to be going to Truck and Cup this weekend. Justin, you should look up Cody while you're out there because
I think
he'll be
we'll
chilling around.
definitely link up.
Phil is saying it's Chris Buescher season. Go back, listen to the Cup Series episode. You'll hear a lot of that guy's name.
It is Chris Buescher season.
It is, in a matter of fact. You know what else season is? It's hockey season. It is. Are the basketball playoffs still going? I don't know. It's other sport. There's all kinds of other seasons that are going on. And if there's ways to bet it, you better believe that SGPN has got you covered all over the place. And there's only one place that you can find everything the Sports Gambling Podcast Network has got going on, and that is on our SGPN app. Go look for it right now in the App Store, in the whatever other store you've got on your phone. Go look at it at Five Below. I think they sell apps at Five Below. Go look for it there. There's all over the place. Go get your SGPN app. All of our free picks, all of our free podcasts in one convenient place. Go download it in the App Store today. All right, Cody. So it is just Cup, just trucks this weekend. Xfinity has the weekend off, and they are both going to be in Texas, having themselves a fine old time. Kansas. We were just in Texas. Hi, my name is Rod. This is my first day broadcast. I feel like I need that. Oh my God. Did you see? I know this is a little tangent that we're going off, but did you see they're posted on the F1 Twitter site a little, you know how kids in the first day of school, when they have the little sign and it says, my name is, my favorite subject is, they had one for Kimi Antonelli. It was so freaking ridiculous. It was so funny because it's like, hi, I'm Kimi Antonelli. This is my first, F1 season and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, my youngest daughter was like, Kimmy's so cute.
That's funny. He's not much older than your daughter either.
Actually, he's not. No, not my oldest. He's definitely right around the same age as my oldest. So it's so crazy. All right. So it is, again, we're both in Kansas. This is Kansas now. They are both in Kansas. It is the Heart of Health 200 from the Kansas Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. 134 laps around this 1.500 mile paved track for 201 miles in this Heart of America, or Heart of Health Care 200, Cody.
It's also in the Heart of America, but yeah, Truck Series Saturday night, going to be a ton of fun. 31 trucks are entered for this race, Rod. Brandon Jones stepping back down into the Truck Series. You guys know what that means. We'll be talking about that in a few. This was scheduled to be Connor Zilich in the 07 truck this weekend. Obviously, he is currently out with the injury. So William Byron stepping in. He's going to drive the 07 truck for Spire. I like how they gave him the worst of the two trucks and let Mr. Carson Hocevar have the better truck. The number 7 for Carson Hocevar. He will be in that truck. So all these trucks will make the race with just 31 entries. And those are coded for your 3 ringers, if you want to call them, that are stepping down in trucks this week.
Yeah, they're down there tooling around trying to get themselves some laps around this track and quite possibly a win in the bank. But yeah, I do find it funny that they're letting Carson Hocevar into the 7 truck and making William Byron stick in the 07. It's, here go.
I like it. And John saying William Byron is going to win this race, he thinks. We will we'll talk about our thoughts on that a little bit. How about that?
Yeah. Definitely, as we always do, we're going to load up all of our favorite bets for this race. Cody, I'm really actually not seeing a whole. This has been the least newsiest last couple of weeks that we've had in NASCAR in a while.
Be careful saying stuff like that, Rod. I keep hearing all these rumors and thoughts of this is going to be the craziest silly season in a while. It's going to be wild, but hasn't started yet, and not really much to report. I mean, NASCAR officially announced that Homestead's going to be the championship race in 26. It's going to be rotating, but
yes,
Bianchi, I mean, we already talked about it before. Bianchi broke it. Bianchi doesn't generally break news that's not true. And, a couple weeks later, they make the official announcement. So that's about it. And I'm pretty fucking excited for this truck race and excited to be there. So let's get into the bets. I
say let's get into the bets. Go ahead, Cody.
Well, Rod, starting off with your favorite driver, of course. Give me Mr. Carson Hocevar, top 3 finish, plus 160. A little spoiler alert, I'm not going to take Carson Hocevar as the outright winner this week because I think that there is one guy that is destined to win this race and will absolutely wipe the floor. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Carson Hocevar, top 3 truck, like even if it is a Corey Heim and William Byron day, he can be right there. Last week, we saw him at Texas be fast in that truck. He looked really good. battery. I mean, not much you can do when the battery just keeps dying on the truck. He was second place the first time they had to go change the battery. And boy, with all those late cautions, it was setting up so nice for us, Rod. It looks so good. Unfortunately, didn't get it done. But back in the 7 truck this week, he's obviously been kind of on fire here lately. Come back here 2023 in the fall race was the last time he was here in the Truck Series. Finished in 6th place, but he did win stage 2 rather. He led 32 laps on the day, 9th in stage 1. So bad finish in the spring of 23 here, but was 9th in stage 1 before he wrecked out. September of 22 had a 2nd place finish here, led 28 laps, again in the top 10 in the stages. So decent results, like a 2nd place, pretty good. But this is Cup Series superstar Carson Hocevar, Rod, coming down. All he has to do is get a top 3 for you. I love it at plus 160.
This one I don't hate, to be honest with you, because
Could you rephrase that? Could you say I like this Carson Hocevar? Here, let's try this again. Hold on. Whoop. Take 2. Just say I like this Carson Hocevar bet, Rob.
This one I don't hate, and I and I don't hate it only because, listen, okay, I think we've all got this confused in that when I don't like a specific driver, it's not that I don't like the driver. Like, it's not like, I'm going to go up to him one day and be like, you know what? I hate you as a human being. I don't. I just recognize that there are points in their careers in which they don't perform the way they're supposed to, right? And Carson Hocevar in the Cup Series especially is one of those guys where, yes, okay, he's got flashes. We know how dominant he was in the Truck Series. Last week, yeah, okay. I definitely, went a long way to kind of thwart his efforts, but it was kind of all in good fun at that point as well. But now, look, I get it. He's been one of the more dominant truck drivers in the couple of seasons that he spent down there. He's been aggressive. He's gonna correct the mistakes from last week, and he's gonna do it this week. I do think, like you said, a top 3 finish is in Carson Hocevar's favor. I'm not gonna pursue the bit that much more when it's not warranted, right? I mean, again, I'll tease drivers. I'll tell Ty Gibbs that it's time to step up or not. But yeah, it's just a matter of I'll recognize this time, Cody. I don't hate this bet. So I'll go.
All I heard was you love Carson Hocevar, so I'm happy to hear it.
I don't know. You AI'd that in there. I'm going to tell you right now. Whatever you just did, you AI'd that into the final mix. So, all right. So for me, I am going to take one of the head-to-heads that Bet365 is offering. This is more juice than a head-to-head than I like to ever give out, but I am very much convinced that this is going to be a winning bet. So, Cody, you only pay the juice if you what?
If you lose, Rod.
We're not going to lose. Caden Honeycutt. I'm going to take him over Brandon Jones. This is minus 130 over at Bet365. Allow me to, if I don't vomit in my mouth, read you the finishes for Brandon Jones over the last 4 truck races that he has been a part of. At Homestead, Miami, 12th place, which, respectable. That's fine. Crashed out 32nd at Bristol. Rockingham started 29th, finished 17th. Not what you want to see the 17 or the one truck do on a week-to-week basis. And then last week at Texas, right? All super excited, end up crashing out. And now he finished 30. So this has not been a good run for that Tricon 1 truck. Everybody, all the other Tricon trucks are out there having a good time with picnic baskets and enjoying their romp through the park. Not Brandon Jones. He hasn't had a very good stay in the Truck Series so far. And look, I will tell you this. On this track in particular, he does have 3 top 10 finishes in 5 starts, an 8th place finish in 2020. We're talking KBM equipment back then in that 51, 8th place, 14th, 5th, 9th. He had 33rd in the 2015 race in the 33 truck. The Gallagher 33 crashed out of that race as well. So, I mean, we're a far cry from the Kyle Busch equipment, first and foremost. And second of all, Brandon Jones being good in the Truck Series right now. Caden Honeycutt, on the other hand, 2 4th place finishes in his last 2 starts here at the Kansas Speedway. Started 6th last year, started 23rd in 2024 in this spring race, and ended up finishing in 4th. And it's been impressive for Caden Honeycutt. We talk about him all the time. 50% of the races so far this season, he's finished inside of the top 10. So 4 out of 8. Last week at Kansas or at Texas. Why am I getting Kansas and Texas mixed up? Who knows? That's a story for another day. But he did start 6th, and we know that, that crash did not he had nothing to do with that crash. So, but before that, 6th at Rockingham, 8th at Bristol. He finished 12th at Vegas and 6th in Atlanta to kind of round out the top 10 finishes. But and then 10th at Homestead. He's going to be a top 10 truck. He may even be a top 5 truck by the end of the day. Can't say the same about Brandon Jones. So give me Caden Honeycutt over Brandon Jones.
Yeah, I love this. If you hadn't had it in here already, I was fully planning to take it for sure because we faded Brandon Jones in the Truck Series every race this season, and I'm pretty sure they've all cashed so far, or at least most of them have. If this was Brandon Jones in the Xfinity Series race, completely different conversation. He's amazing at this track, but, and I'm starting to think this one truck, originally it was like, oh, this is the all-star truck, and like, when's the last time we saw a good result out of anybody in this one truck? And I get it. It's the same team as the 11 truck and the 17 truck and the 15 truck. And they have speed and it's great, but we've not seen a lot of great runs out of anybody in this car or this truck lately. And it's not gone well for Brandon Jones lately either. So agreed. And I will also be fading him.
For those of you who are the youngest of 4, tell me how many new things you got in your life. Tell me how many of the best things you got after your 3 siblings just devoured, especially resource hog siblings. So I feel like that's what Brandon Jones is right now. That 4th sibling who by the time
really
soup, it was cold.
Yeah, the Breidinger truck is the Tricon truck as well. So that's the 5th Tricon truck. Those other 4 are all full time. This is the 5th truck. So yeah, the 5th best resources, the 5th best pit crew, the 5th best crew chief, the 5th best everything. So, just some teams can pull it off, and some drivers can overcome stuff like that. But it just hasn't been a good run for Jones in the Truck Series, and the one truck hasn't been special lately.
Thousands of youngest siblings feel seen right now, and you're welcome. Trampled by Squirrels, already my favorite screen name that we've ever seen on this before.
And it's trampled by Squirtles, by the way.
Oh, Squirtles. Oh, well,
yes.
Even still, I don't care. That's
still fun.
Little Pokemon.
Cannot believe what they just heard. I believe it was you saying that you love cars so far. I'm pretty sure that's what they heard.
That's what they may have heard, but that's not exactly what I said. What I did say, you'll hear me when we come back. We're going to lay out the rest of our bets in just a minute, but I would like to take this opportunity to tell you about the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. You guys better you can enter, that's fine, but just know that I'm walking away with this one because I guarantee you right now, I'm all in about this one. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. They're giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas, baby. And not just that, but be treated like a VIP for their entire stay. The winner's going to receive a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino for the entire 12-person league. That's 6 double king rooms. They hold their draft at the Cabana at Stadium Swim. You get $5,000 food and beverage credit when you get there. Woo! Limo transportation to and from the airport. A welcome party at Legacy Club for the league. A reservation. I'm getting out of breath just reading all this to you, and this is what you're going to get. A reservation at the world's largest sports book with $500 beverage and credit for the league, and a 2-hour open bar package for the league at Overhang Bar. Woo! Contest is open now, and it goes until June the 30th. You want to enter this? Of course you do. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. I'll see you there. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. There's no usage fees. There's no minimum. You can earn cashback rewards and get 100% approval for all of your betting deposits. Go sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost is going to match that deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. It is time for my bonus underdog pick'em. Tell you what, though, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. We're going to give you all of our favorite underdog fantasy plays when we have our DFS episode tomorrow for the Cup and maybe a couple extra bonus Truck Series. I don't know. Carson Hostvar is being offered. You know where my one lays. Anyways, Underdog just launched their new game ladders. You can win up to 500x watching your favorite players climb the ladder. Sign up right now with our promo code RACESGPN. You are going to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's underdogfantasy.com, promo code RACESGPN. Yes, sir. So that is, it's funny. Last week when I was doing the Miami Grand Prix underdog, I had Max Verstappen to finish better than 3.5 and Isaac Hadjar to finish better than 10th and a half. And Max Verstappen finished in 4th, and Isaac Hadjar finished in 11th. That they did me dirty. They knew where to handicap that.
Yeah, sometimes they're pretty good at setting those projections, and boy, don't you just hate it when the hook gets you, Rod? But
I wonder if the call goes in the paddock. They're like, "Hey, back him up. He's about to break this."
Switch position. I've had that happen before where I've lost a bet because they've switched positions, which is, if you're not an F1 person, that is common to do in there. They'll have teammates. You can't race manipulate in NASCAR, but they don't give a fuck in F1. It's actually highly encouraged, and they'll tell their teammates to switch positions, and that's definitely fucked me over before. So, Trampled by Squirtle says, "I'll take it, Rod. It was Hocevar pulled over on the highway when he heard it. Cousin Danny, a little scared now. If you're back in Hocevar, he's staying away." That is where it gets scary when Rod's like, because then he'll come back next week. He'll be like, "See, I tried to back him, and look, you racked out, and that's what happens."
That's what happened with
you know
Ty
how
Gibbs.
It works.
That's exactly what happened with Ty Gibbs. I was like, "Look, I
He's
tried
trying
to
put his bad juju on it."
I just love that I made somebody pull over on the side of the highway after that. That was amazing. I love it.
Yeah. All right, Rod. Next up for me, there is a driver in this race. 4 top 5 finishes in the last 5 races of the Truck Series season, which is a majority of the races we've run so far. And they're giving it to us at plus 260. Daniel Hemric, top 5. The books are still sleeping. They have not awoken. What are we doing here? Like, was there Cup guys in that race last week? Was there Xfinity guys in that race last week? Yes. Was there Rockingham? No, because they all took the week off. But was there at Martinsville? Yes. Was there at Miami? Yes. Like, I just don't understand this. So you go back 6 races ago was Vegas, 13th place finish. That was the first. So you can definitely look at that race, and we will, obviously, because it is a direct comparison track. If you haven't listened to the Cup episode yet, Texas last week, 1.5 mile race is completely, totally different. Like, the chaos and craziness you saw at Texas last week that makes you not want to bet on the Truck Series, delete that from your mind. Use the Men in Black pen. Get rid of it. It's not going to be the same thing this weekend. This is going to be much more of a straightforward race. It's going to be the fastest trucks are going to take care of business for the most part. And that's where Daniel Hemric comes into play. 13th at Vegas, so you would have hoped for a little better, but that was the first race of the season that wasn't a super speedway. Getting his feet wet. It's been mostly good since then. 5th at Miami, 1st at Martinsville, 13th at Bristol, but 3rd at Rockingham, 2nd place last week at Texas. Took a little bit of stuff for him to get up there. Don't care. He is in a very, very fast truck. We saw this constantly with Christian Eckes. I didn't make it to Kansas last spring, but when I was there 2 springs ago, that 19 truck was a fucking rocket ship. One of the fastest trucks I've ever seen in my life in person. Daniel Hemric in that truck now. Very good driver. Don't forget, he's a Cup driver. Like, he just came back down to the Truck Series, and he's in one of the best trucks. This isn't Matt DiBenedetto coming into the 25 truck where he's trying to, like, he was, not a great Cup guy. We made fun of him a lot there, but this is where he belongs. He's good in these types of series in a fast truck. Plus 260 when he's done it 4 of the last 5 races is just, it's crazy. They're even giving us this number. So let's go with Daniel Hemric, top 5 plus 260.
And really, again, when you start to catch these kinds of numbers, and it's only because I think when you look at Daniel Hemric, you just don't. I don't know if I'm a handicapper and I'm coming across and I'm seeing all these names, I'm like, oh, okay, Daniel Hemric, and I'm like, well, he's still probably not all that good. But you look at the numbers and you're like, no, he really is that good, and he's been that good, and so you have to respect that a little. And thankfully for us, I mean, we're not necessarily gonna shy away from that. We'll definitely take it because if you look at the standings, I mean, it's Daniel Hemric, it's Corey Heim, it's Chandler Smith. Like, those are the top 3 guys in the series right now in the standings. So, a guy that's been consistently in the top 10, you got to love it.
Yeah. And even if it is, Heim and Hocevar and Byron taking up 3 of the spots, still 2 more spots. I'm not too worried about it. And the chances all 3 of those guys make it to the end without something happening to one of them, it's probably not going to happen. So there's going to be plenty of room for him up there. And he's proved it to us over the last 5 weeks. Not much more you need to see. You're still getting a great, great number on him at plus 260.
You sure are. All right, so I read you the top 3 in the standings, right? Heim, Smith, Hemric. Then there's Ankrum. Then there's Majeski. But right underneath that is a name that we barely ever talk about anymore. And it's sad because I feel like Grant Enfinger deserves to have a little more conversation swirled around him. And so this week he's going to get it. You said there's room in the top 5 for Daniel Hemric. I believe there's room in the top 5 for Grant Enfinger as well. Plus 260 over at Hard Rock. And, for King saying he didn't realize that Hemric was having such a good season, I don't think anybody's realizing that Grant Enfinger is actually having a pretty decent season. 5 top 10 finishes in those 8 races and 3 top 5 finishes overall for Daniel Hemric on the season. Daniel Hemric, Grant Enfinger on the season. And then you take a look, we talked about Vegas being one of the more quickly comparable tracks. Well, guess what? He finished second, did Grant Enfinger in that race. So, and not to mention, he started 20th in that race and drove his way up to second. So not a bad day for him there. 9th place at Miami. He had a 5th place at Rockingham. He even led 15 laps in that Rockingham race. So again, Grant Enfinger just steady there, right? Steady being there where he needs to be. And on this track in general, sort of some of the same. Granted, now a lot of this success that he had was in the 98 truck and in the 9 truck a couple of years ago, and then the 23. But he does have 9 top 10 finishes and 13 starts, 6 top 5 finishes in those, and he does have a win in the 23 in 23. So he was in the 23 truck in 2023. He ended up winning this race. Last year, he finished 9th in that 9 truck. So very, very close to a top 5 finish. He did start 19th in that race. So he had speed enough to drive up to 9th. So finishes of 7th, 8th, 7th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 5th, 1st. So again, a guy that is swimming around that top 5 most of the time on this track. He's led 132 laps, quietly having one of those seasons where if it was anybody but Grant Enfinger, we would be like, praising and singing his praises. But I guess because you expect big things out of him, the fact that he's been having this quietly good season sort of puts him off of the radar. So I like Grant Enfinger as a top 5 truck at plus 260.
Is there anybody more quiet and just blue collar chipping away at things than Grant Enfinger? He's just like, he is that guy, and he constantly is doing it. And yeah, I fully support this. Was a guy I was definitely looking pretty hard at. So I'm glad that you jumped in and took him. Laura chiming in over on the X. She says, you're back. We did finally get that fixed. So we're able to stream to the X again over on the SGPN Twitter feed. So welcome back, Laura. Glad to, she's been joining us via YouTube, which we appreciate. But X, of course, her preferred method. So glad to see you back.
Indeed. Yes, Laura. It's good to see the family return to our home. So thank you. All right. What do we got next, Cody?
Yeah, next up, Rod, I'm going to take Tanner Gray, top 5 at plus 850. Tanner Gray last week finished in 5th place. Okay, shit show race, a lot of stuff. What did he do at Las Vegas? The most comparable, the sister track to Kansas? Well, he finished in 3rd place. Do we need to really go much deeper into it than that? I mean, that really, like, if those were the only 2 statistics I had, fine, I'll take them. Oh, but last year he finished 6th place here in the fall? Okay, what about in the spring? Oh, he finished 7th place. Top 5, both mile and a halves we've had this season, 6th and 7th last year. A couple of years ago, actually in 2020 here, in the 15 for DGR Crossley, he had a 4th place finish. He can get it done here at plus 850. What are we doing? Numbers like this don't make any sense. He's clearly kind of shown this year that he's got some speed in him. Is it always consistent? No. Can Tanner Gray be Tanner Gray still? Yes. Is he his brother? No, he's not. But he's had a fast truck. He's had some good runs, done it at both mile and a halves, and been good here both races last year. None of that stuff is a fluke. So I love this. I think this number is way too big for Tanner Gray at plus 850. And then I'm also going to take Bailey Curry, top 5, 14-1 for Mr. Curry, Rod. Last week at Texas, 8th place finish. Pretty solid, right? 18th at Vegas. 18th at Vegas. So, definitely could work on that a little bit, but don't mind that too much. You look at what has he done for us here at Kansas? Well, in the fall here, 8th place finish, 3 spots outside of the top 5. He's 14-1. Oh, maybe he had one good race, right? What did he do last spring? 11th place. Like, dude's been right there. 2021 race back here, he had a 12th place finish. It just some of these prices, I think they just copy and paste, especially in these lower series. And I think that's where we find such an advantage is it's just copy and paste. Because like King said, didn't realize Hemric was having such a good season. I don't think the books do either, because I think that they pay less attention to these series. And it's like, oh, Tanner Gray, like he's always been, I mean, for years, he's been kind of down here on the list, right? But he's actually done some stuff. We've seen it. Bailey Curry, same thing. Done it this season, been close at least to the top 5s, done it at this track before at Kansas. So I think both of these are just way too big of numbers. So give me Tanner Gray top 5 at plus 850 and Bailey Curry top 5 at 14-1.
This is why we don't get top 10s. It's really why we don't get top 10s, because they would get hammered for top 10s.
So I mean, look what we've been doing with the Xfinity. Like, was it? Yeah, Trampled by Squirrels said, betting Hemric top 5 and Harrison Burton top 10 will supply my family with wealth for generations. Like, seriously though, and it's just again Harrison Burton. Like, there's nothing sexy about it. They don't really talk about him much. He's not running top 10 all day, but he kind of finds his way there at the end. Like, some of these guys just fly so far under the radar, which is great. Like, don't talk about Bailey Curry on the broadcast. Fine. Like, let him just quietly be there at the end. And you're like, oh shit, this bet has a chance to cash. That's what we're looking for. And that's, I think, in the Cup Series, they are much quicker to adjust. You look at like Barry's numbers this week and some other guys, they're quicker to adjust, but just slower in these lower series, which is what we love about it.
So, young lady, tell me how it is that you're attending Harvard. Oh yeah, because my mom and dad bet Hemric top 10 and parlayed it with Harrison Burton.
Given the graduation speech, like, I'd just like to thank Daniel Hemric and Harrison Burton for all those great finishes in NASCAR that supplied my journey here to Harvard.
You will never know the impact you had on my life, Daniel Hemric. Thank you so very much.
Got like a little locket. It's got Harrison Burton's picture on one side, Daniel Hemric on the other side. Like, oh, is that like your brother? Or no, just the race car drivers who paid for my way to college. It's great.
Supreme Court Justice funded by Daniel Hemric top 5 bet in the 2025 season. All right, we're gonna continue down giving you bets that'll send your kids to college. But in the meantime, allow me to tell you about our friends over at Rhythm. Let's tell you about Rhythm. Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. You can dominate the NBA playoffs and MLB prop market with Rhythm. Building your own model is simple and easy. Rhythm knows you'll love it. That is why they include a 7-day free trial. I tell you what, I would love to build a model someday, and I'm hoping that Rhythm gets on this, telling me how many times I can bet Daniel Hemric as a top 5 truck week after week, because I want my kids to go to the finest schools in all the land, and that's how I need to get there. So you can do that as well. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on now. 25% off a monthly subscription with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off of an annual subscription with promo code SGPN50. That's RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Get your 7-day free trial today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Time for the MyBookie.ag bet. It's MyBookie. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA playoffs, plus props for every single game. For the true D-Gens, the MyBookie money bag. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. You can easily deposit all over the place using anything you want, and then even cryptocurrency. So you definitely want to get down on that as well. Looking down, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a little bit of a guy that appreciates a good rugby scrum, and there is some rugby matches going on right now. The Premiership Rugby is going on. If you want Bath to win the whole thing, Bath Rugby at -126, you might as well get it now, because those guys are on fire. They got like a 200 and some odd point differential between the next rest guys on the league. Yeah, they're definitely killing it right now. So Bath Rugby -126 to win the entire English Premiership Rugby. Get that there at mybookie.ag. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. You know, it's funny because there's an individual match in that one, and MyBookie's gonna catch up with this in a second. They're gonna give individual game matches, but like the team to win is like -300,000. So maybe it's like -30,000 for the one team to win. So you want to tell me that that's a little bit of a lopsided? Sure, you can win money off of that one, but if you're that rich, give a little back.
Yeah, give a little back. I like it.
Beautiful. All right. Well then, so speaking of giving stuff back, I'm going to give, it's funny because we've watched Heim, right? We've watched Larson. We've watched Brian. We watched all these guys come down and put on shows in the Truck Series. And then it sort of takes away from the kind of seasons that the regulars are having, right? We talked about with Grant Enfinger having a quiet season, Daniel Hemric having a quiet season, also having a fairly quiet season is Rajah Caruth. Yeah, he's down there in 13th in the points overall, but he does have 5 top 10 finishes and 2 top 5s so far this season. And honestly, he's on a pretty decent streak of top 10 finishes, right? He finished 8th at Martinsville, 9th at Bristol, 4th at Rockingham, 3rd in Texas, and he finished 7th at Vegas earlier in the season. Really, his only 3 bad finishes came at the super speedways, right? Daytona and Atlanta, crashed out of both of those races. And then Miami, where he had a 22nd. I think he got collected in somebody else's problems in that one as well. So for Rajah Caruth, just really skulking around that top 5 area all season long. So let's put him there. Plus 275 for a top 5 for Rajah Caruth over on Hard Rock. And it's because, like I said, the last 2 races have been top 5 finishes for Rajah. And like you said, Cody, were there Cup Series guys in those races? Yeah, there were. Was there Cup Series guys at Las Vegas? Yes, there were. Oh, by the way, he won Las Vegas a couple of seasons ago, right? Cashed that giant 80-1 ticket. So we know that he's good at these mile and a halves. Kansas in particular, I mean, look, in the 24 truck, it was 34th. It was 12th. It was okay, right? The 71 truck, when he got that in spring of 2024, he started 4th. So they're speeding that truck, ended up finishing 13th, but in the fall, started 16th and finished in 7th, just outside of the top 5 for Rajah Caruth. But like you said, we've seen a much improved Rajah Caruth. And really in that race in the fall, we had guys like Lane Riggs. We had guys like Christian Eckes. We had guys like Dawson Sutton up there in the top 5, right? A couple of those guys aren't even around, and Dawson Sutton, don't think he's going to be a top 5 truck again at the end of this day. So, I mean, that slides Rajah Caruth right up there in the top 5, which is where I really do believe that he's going to run again, just quietly. And even if he's not there for, I don't know, 3/4 of the race, and all of a sudden you look up and here's the 71 truck jockeying for a top 5 finish, you're going to be like, damn, where did he come from? And he may have even been there all day. But yeah, I do believe that Rajah Caruth is in line for a top 5 again this week. So give me him at plus 275.
Yeah. I was so into Caruth, and we saw it on the mile and a half, and it was like there's speed, and you were supposed to get the results. That's why the 80-1 came out of Vegas, and we hit it, and it was great, and we just haven't seen anything since, and it's been very disappointing. So I'll be rooting for it. I don't know if I will be betting on it. But catching up with the chat, Rod, Ash checking in from across the pond, says, evening, lads. Evening. Trampled by Squirtles saying, laugh my ass off. Yes, pay for my retirement, Hemric. Ash also saying the Caden Honeycutt top 5, along with the Brandon Jones head-to-head. Of course, you talked about the head-to-head earlier, and Ash agreed with you on the bath thing.
They're killing it, man. Nobody's come close.
Yeah. Taking a bath by 15 points. Like it.
Playoffs are on the way, too. So that means Bath is pretty much going to make it to the postseason.
There you go. Hell yeah. Trucks in a mile and a half. Samuel Smith says, only 2 teams I'm looking for. Tricon, McNally. Maybe don't give out all of my plays already. But first, we're going to take a stop at Thor Sport, Rod. And Jake Garcia, I'm back all in. If you were with us last year, I called my shot on Jake Garcia early in the season. Massive. He's like 100-1 to win the championship. I was like, this dude's going to compete. There's so much talent here. And he pretty much sucked all year, really, if we're going to be honest. And it was very disappointing. I've been a little bit out on him, but I've seen it again lately. I like what I see. 21st last week at Texas doesn't tell the whole story. He was fast. He looked good. He was kind of up in the mix throughout the day. Don't mind it. 2nd at Rockingham, 7th at Bristol, 3rd at Martinsville, 7th at Miami. Good runs by Garcia. Vegas 26. So we got to clean up finishing in the mile and a halves, right? But and this is, I guess I should give out the bets, but mini truck lift here. We're going to go with Garcia top 5 at 6-1. Also going to take him top 4 at 6-1. Again, Ford is competitive here. You've got the Smith, you've got Riggs. We haven't really talked about either of those guys. Majeski, of course, and some other Fords, but Ford is kind of open for what it is. So going to take him for the top Ford as well. You look back at what he's done here, actually 2023 when he was with McAnally Hogeman, 8th place, 11th place finishes. Last year when he struggled a bit, 17th and 21st. Those were what I saw 2 years ago, Rod. The 8th, the 11th. I was there and I was like, oh, he looks so good. Last year he struggled, but I'm kind of throwing out last year's results because it seems like he's kind of gotten over that hump and he's ready to compete now. We know these Thor Sport trucks can be fast, maybe not quite as fast as that 11, maybe not quite as fast as the McAnally Hilgeman trucks, but can be fast. 6-1 for the top 5, 6-1 for the top Ford. I like both these bets on Mr. Garcia this week.
Well, I mean, you know that I like Jake Garcia. I had him as an outright winner last week. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. But no, I had Nick Sanchez. But I do like Garcia as well. I don't know. I get a little interchangeable at that point. But yeah, I like it. I like this better than a lot of the other, well, at least the top 3 that you threw out there earlier. But yeah, I like the Garcia one as well. All right. Well, and of course it is Thor Sports, so you gotta show a little love to the old guys too out there. All right. Man, I'm telling you, I wasn't going to put him in the sheet again. But here's the thing. If you look at the concentration of power in the Truck Series, Cody, this is what you're looking at, right? You're looking at the Corey Heims, the Chandler Smiths, the Daniel Hemrics, the Tyler Ankrams. Like there's 16 trucks on that have finished inside of the top 10, but a majority of those have come from 5 drivers, right? Sam Smith checking in saying trucks on 1.5 miles. Only 2 teams still looking for Tricon and McAnally.
McAnally, the fast trucks.
Yeah, fast trucks. And so Tyler Ankrum, I wasn't going to do it, but Tyler Ankrum, you're here, Sam. You've seen it. He's just been one of those trucks this season that has been there and he's been around. He is in 4th place right now in the overall standings with another top 5 finish to his credit. 6 top 5 finishes in 8 races. He has only finished outside of the top 5, not the top 10, Cody, the top 5 twice this season. And where have those been? Daytona, engine issue happens, right? Las Vegas, he finished 10th, but he did finish or start 2nd in that one. But since then, 4th, 2nd, 4th, 1st, 4th. Now I'm upping the ante a little bit. I want to put him in the top 3 in this race because it's 6-1 as a top 3. If you want to go top 5 at 3-1, fine. I think it's like plus 270. So I think they discounted a little bit for the top 5. So if you want to grab the top 5, I get it if you don't feel comfortable with it. But I think he's fast enough. Obviously, he's not scared of Cup Series drivers either. And he can hang with everybody. That truck is fast enough to hang with anyone and everyone, especially we know that because he's ended up winning this season at Rockingham, right? Last week at Texas, outlasted all the shenanigans, pulled in for that top 5 that we were looking for out of nowhere after starting on the pole and literally dropping like a rock, right? We lost track of Ankrum for a better part of that race after everything shook out. So yeah, give me Ankrum. I'm going to put him in the top 3 this time. I love the number at 6-1. I think this is going to be a fun sweat, but if you want to cover yourself a little bit, take the top 5. I get it. But yeah, I'm pretty convinced he'll have a top 3 this week.
Yeah. I don't think I can legally argue against Tyler Ankrum anymore, Ron.
You cannot. I mean, look, I know, and you're going to look at his track stats and go, man, this is not good. His average finish 18.5. But sometimes, Cody, there's this marked departure from where you were to where you are. And I feel like that's where we're at with Tyler Ankrum.
Right now. He's a guy that's been around for a while, and I guess I'd have to look more closely over the years. But is he kind of a spiky driver, and we're in a spike right now? I think that's kind of maybe the case because you got runs with Ankrum that are not good, right? But he's won 1.5 miles before. Kentucky was his last win until he won a couple of weeks ago. He's looked really good lately. And back to the point, being in a McAnally Hilgeman truck, those trucks are fucking fast. You need a fucking fast truck this week, and he's got it. So there we are. Cousin Danny back at the beginning of the show, Rod, had asked if anybody knew what time it is. I do know what time it is. It's Heim time, baby. Corey Heim, plus 150. He's plus 150. Better or lower odds to win than William Byron, who's in this race. Not worried about it. Don't care. Go bet Corey Heim to win this race. Corey Heim, barring a mechanical issue or the truck shutting off, which happened to us at one point in time, he is going to fucking kill this weekend. He's going to be fast. We don't have to worry about the grass catching people at Texas. We don't have to worry about some of the dumb shit like that. This is go out, run fast, look good. And that's really a lot of and all of what Corey Heim is going to do. Heim is, boy, of course I lost my stats here. There we go. But we've seen it 1.5 miles this year already, right? He's been extremely fast, dominates there at, okay, there we go. Wins last week at Texas, right? Leads 96 laps, goes through all the overtimes, do we have overtime on trucks? I think we did. I can't remember. But all the bullshit cautions, all the big wrecks, doesn't matter. Las Vegas goes out there and wins. Miami, he was going to kick Kyle Larson's ass until the battery stopped. Like 1.5 miles is, I think everywhere else, that's when you get a little bit of a pause. Like, do you bet Corey this week? Do you not? 1.5 miles, you just go bet him. What did he do here last year at Kansas, Rod? Well, he won here in the fall. He led 64 laps. What did he do here in the spring? Oh, he won here. He led 79 laps. The time before that, he led 40 laps, the fourth place finish, a second place finish leading 13 laps. He has just been good here, continues to be good on the 1.5 miles. Don't overthink this. I'm not worried about William Byron. Remember when William Byron was in the Bristol race, Rod? No, nobody remembers it because he fucking sucked the whole race. Like, he's supposed to be a great driver, and he is, but the 07 truck, the worst of the Spire trucks, we already know that. And I'm not in maybe a more wide open track like this, right? Byron will compete some, but even if it's head to head, Byron, Heim, who's going to take it? Give me Heim in the Truck Series right now. We've seen him already outduel guys like Kyle Larson, outduel guys like Kyle Busch time and time again. I just think that there's no reason that doesn't continue this weekend. Very much all in on Corey Heim, and barring a mechanical issue or a wreck, which both less likely, right, can happen, but it's going to be Heim time all weekend. So give me Corey Heim plus 150. And then, of course, you take the insurance plays because we do know shit can happen. Chandler Smith, we haven't talked about him, a 10-1 to win. A little bit ridiculous there. 6th, 4th, 5th, and 3 of his last 4 starts here in the Truck Series. It's been up and down this season, right? 16th last week, 13th at Rockingham, but had a fast truck, looked good, led a bunch of laps, fuel thing at the end there. He won Bristol a couple of weeks ago, led 127 laps. Strong truck at Vegas where he finished in 8th place. Actually, I guess 16th last week, 13th the week before, but prior to that, he hadn't finished worse than 10th all season. He's had a good season. The front row trucks are fast too, right? It is, and I don't even know if it's Tricon and McAnally Hilgeman. It's more Heim and McAnally Hilgeman, but front row is not far behind also with fast trucks. So 10-1, give me Chandler Smith. And Daniel Hemric's 20-1. We just hit rewind. Let's go back a little bit. Just had a whole conversation about sleeping on Daniel Hemric, how fucking good he's been. Let's fucking go. 20-1 is just ridiculous for, again, Samuel's so on with this. Looking for Tricon and McAnally. Guess what? That's what he drives, is a McAnally Hilgeman truck. The 19 truck has been fast for years here. It's going to be fast this weekend. This is just a great, great opportunity for Hemric. And I think that Heim is just going to wipe the floor with everyone. I don't think this race will be even close. But you take the insurance plays just in case, and Smith and Hemric, both good insurance plays, I think.
I really like the Hemric one. I do, because again, he's been lurking and he is not a driver that is intimidated by anybody. Ash agrees with my rugby pick, but not with Ankrum. Look, he doesn't have to win. Ash, I get it.
Another truck race till 2031.
That's crazy, but I'm all right.
JDK said he hadn't heard a single bad dad bet, and I queued up Chandler Smith just in time. There it is for you, JDK. It was hard to get in any other markets, but the outright number at 10-1, just a little bit big for what Smith is capable of doing.
Agreed. All right, so my only winning bet is going to be Carson Hocevar not to win, minus 10-1 via Caesars. Caesars is giving you the no option on Carson Hocevar not to win.
I could definitely see Rod placing that bet too.
That will be what puts my kid through college. I will put a big enough bet to cash on a minus 10-1 on Hocevar not to win this bet, or not to win this race. All right, I'm kidding. But not really. I mean, if that's what you want to go, that's what you want to go. But I just thought it would be funny to bring it up.
It's hilarious to give that out as a bet. Disclaimer, this is not actual betting advice. Please see the rest of our card for real bets.
Nobody who knows betting is going to take that one, but I just thought it'd be
hilarious. When I opened the doc and I saw that in there, I actually like sometimes you say, "Oh, I laugh out loud." Like I actually laughed out loud.
It's beautiful. No, I saw it and I was like, should I really? And so I was like, fine, I'm putting in the doc. But Hocevar not to win, -10-1. Don't do it, but it's fun to say. But really, honestly, I love all of your outrights. So I couldn't really, pick between them because, like I said, if you look at the top of the board, these are the guys that dominate. There's not the only really other active folks that are winning races in Kansas is Enfinger and Crafton. And as much as we love Crafton, he's not winning this race. And Grant Enfinger, he will be in the top 5. I don't think he's going to be in the winning conversation. So all 3 of your outrights are there. But what I will toss out is William Byron's a +250. I get it. I know that Kyle Larson's the only one that's won in the 07 truck this season at all. And he did it in Miami. But look, this is maybe one of those days where William Byron is just like, well, look, I remember how to drive. I can drive a truck, and I know that it's the 4th or 5th or 7th Spire truck out there, but it's William Byron. At some point, he's going to have to put away all that ridiculous nonsense that's been happening to him and go out and run a good race. If it's not Heim, if it's not Chandler, if it's not Hemric, why can't it be William Byron? So I'm going to give him at +250, just a little sprinkle of something just in case everything falls off and all the wheels fall off and, he ends up winning this race. Actually, he's +275 at Caesars.
Oh,
sorry.
There you go. A little bit of a better number. I don't know. It's going to be really hard to beat Corey Heim this week. Corey Heim to win is going to be like a multi-unit play for me this week. I think things are going to have to go bad for him to not win. He's been so fast all season. He should have more wins than he does. He's already won the mile and a half. He swept here last year. Like, if it's not him, I mean, Byron certainly could definitely be there. He's obviously a Cup guy, and that 07 truck scares me a bit. But I think I feel like Larson maybe won in that truck. I can't remember.
He did. He won at Homestead.
Yeah. So, because Corey Heim had an issue. So maybe Corey Heim has an issue and William Byron can win in the 07 truck again.
That's the only case I'm making for it. Like I said, it's not that I'm super confident that I think he's going to win, but if you feel like this is an 07 truck week, then there's your bet. So, all right. Ooh, Byron +400 on Bovada. Whoo, boy, man, if you got Bovada, get there.
Well, they have the answer key, Rod. They already know Corey Heim's going to win, so they'll take your money at a bigger number.
Good for them. That's fine. All right. Get out your pen and paper. We're going to go over our bets for this Heart of Healthcare 200. Sorry, no graphic today. So you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Get out your pen and paper. Cody started you off with Carson Hocevar as a top 3 truck at +160, and reluctantly, I co-signed on that one. I gave you Caden Honeycutt over Brandon Jones, -130 over on Bet365. Cody gave you Daniel Hemric as a top 5 truck at +260. I said Grant Enfinger would be a top 5 truck at +260 over on Hard Rock. Cody gave you Tanner Gray as a top 5 truck at +850 and Bailey Curry as a top 5 truck at 14-1. I said Raja Caruth would be a top 5 truck at +275. Cody gave you Jake Garcia as a top 5 truck at +600 and top Ford at 6-1 as well. I said Tyler Ankrum would be in the top 3 at 6-1 over on Hard Rock, and Cody said that Corey Heim at +150, Chandler Smith at 10-1, Daniel Hemric at 20-1 were his outrights, and I said William Byron at +250 would be the guy to win this race if everybody else didn't. If everybody else ran out of gas and William Byron's the only one running, he's the one that wins this race.
There you go.
Hey, there's a question. You get to go to victory lane for this race.
I'll be in victory lane for this one as well with my buddy Corey Heim himself.
Well, what if Hocevar takes out Corey Heim? And look, it's there. It's an out. He drives.
The thing is, I don't think that Hocevar is going to be able to catch Corey Heim, so I don't think that'll be an issue.
I agree with you on that account as well. All right, well then, Cody, it's time to turn everybody loose to start putting their betting cards together for this truck race, and we'll be back again tomorrow with some DFS, baby.
Just means we're another day closer to being at Kansas Speedway. I'm so excited. Cannot wait. Very, very pumped to get to the track this weekend. Get in those truck bets Saturday night under the lights in Kansas City. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful race. And yeah, just put a lot of money on Corey Heim. That's my best advice for the week. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. DFS, Underdog Talk for the Cup Series. Yeah, can't wait for it.
Indeed. I'm a little disappointed though, because we don't have the $500 put together that we can sponsor an ARCA car. I think we need to work on that.
I know that. Yeah, I wish the ARCA race was not Friday night, but well, that's the story.
Oh, well, we'll figure it out. All right, Cody, we'll let everybody know where they can find you on the way out the door.
Yeah, follow me over on the X at Husker_Zeeb. You can find all my stuff there. Again, I'll be at Kansas Speedway live this weekend, so tweeting out a ton of stuff there. I'll be using the NASCAR Gambling handle as well. YouTube, go over there, subscribe, click the little bell. I'm going to try and put up a bunch of, well, I'm not going to try. I'm going to put up a bunch of videos there, shorts, stuff like that. Maybe even try to jump on live or something like that, do a little grid walk of my own or something like that if we get the opportunity. So check it out, and see you guys tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Follow me on Twitter at RJ Villagomez. Link in about everything I got going on, whether it's here. Make sure you're checking out the IBT YouTube channel, where Seth and Elliott will be holding down the Kansas talk on the back road tomorrow. And then, look, I've got darts out there right now. I've got AHL hockey out there right now on my Twitter. I'm about to have some rugby picks on my Twitter. So go check that out and have some fun with that as well. Play along with me, and yeah, we'll just keep having sports fun all throughout the week. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow with some DFS talk and some underdog talk. And until then, let's go racing and let it ride.